Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to do some more yoga with me today. I'm excited to move our bodies, tune into ourselves, and just take that time to really relax and dive into our practice. So I just want you to take a standing position, nice and loose. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed, body's relaxed. Just close those eyes. Start to breathe in. And let it all out through your mouth. And in. And out. Let your bellies expand as you breathe in. And let those lungs collapse as you breathe out. Expanding in. Exhaling out. Let's now close our lips. Take the inhale and the exhale through our nose. Start to feel the air fill up our entire upper body. Creating a little fire in the back of our throats. Deep inhale together and exhale. Now to swing our arms up with our next inhale. Maybe you take one step out to the side. So when we exhale, we can swing our body down, rounding our back, hinging at the waist, and then inhale, come back up. And then exhale, going back to the other side. Nice and slow, waking up that spine. Make sure our shoulders are still relaxed down from our ears. And back around again, going at your own speed. Stretching those arms nice and tall. Moving with our breath. And then speed it up a little bit. Really arching our lower back. Making it nice and indulgent. Our last one through. Let's take another nice big stretch up, and away. And exhale. Letting our hands come down. Turn to face the front of our mats. Inhale, hands come up. And exhale, we're going to hinge forward, letting our body weight come down. All the way nice and loose. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, fold over. Inhale, swing the arms all the way back up. And exhale, fold over, placing our hands down on the mat so we can jump or step back to a high plank. You're going to bend those elbows, grazing past our ribs so we can round up through chaturanga to an upward facing dog. And then raise our hips up and back to a downward dog. We're going to go through a few sun salutations just to warm our bodies up. Doing something they're used to. Almost feels like routine. Let's bend those knees, gaze comes forward, jump or step to the front of the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, swing the arms all the way up. And exhale, place them back down on the mat so we can jump or step to the back of the mat. Exhale. Down through chaturanga. Inhale, an upward dog, and exhale to a downward facing dog. Take a moment here, pedal those knees, wake up the calves, the hamstrings. Next inhale, bend those knees, gaze comes forward. So you can exhale to jump. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, swing the arms all the way up. Let's bring the hands together. Coming to heart center, take a moment. Making every movement intentional, connected to our breath as we continue through these sun salutations, making our stretch a bit deeper, our movement a bit more fluid. Inhale, swing the arms up, and exhale, fold over, hands placing down on the mat, feet jump back, exhale down through chaturanga. Let's drop our legs here so we can take an even more indulgent spine stretch. And then tuck those toes, hips up and back. Take 2 breaths. And bend those knees, gaze comes forward. Jump or float, or step to the top of the mat. Come to a flat back, and fold over. Inhale, swing the arms all the way up. And then right back down. We're gonna go through a little bit quicker. Hands facing down on the mat. Feet jump back. Down through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 1 breath, and then bend those knees, gaze forward. Step or float. Flat back. Forward fold. Come all the way up. And back down, hands on the mat. Jump or step. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Let's do 1 more together. Bend those knees, gaze forward. Flat back. Forward fold. Swing all the way up. And back down. High plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Let's let those knees drop to the side. Butt can rest on our heels. Hands come out to a child's pose. Really tuning into our breath. Maybe your heart rate is raised a little bit. Your body should be warmed up by now. Let's keep our upper body the way it is. Maybe coming a little bit forward on your elbows and forearms. And let's just tuck those toes. Let your hips come back. Coming into a dolphin. Feeling those shoulder blades. Really working. Palms firmly into the ground. But still pushing away. And then knees can come back down. Back to our child's pose. Let's walk those hands in, resting back on our butt. Grabbing our hands behind our back, stretching our chest, opening our heart. Breathing into it. Let's bring our arms out in front, crossing one over the other, and then trying to place our palms together in front of us. Still breathing. And then reverse that again, grabbing our hands behind. Feel it from your shoulders to your chest. Pulling away. And then this time, crisscrossing your arms in front the opposite way. Feeling those shoulder blades come apart. Nice stretch in our back. Make sure you're not slouching. Still nice and tall. Let's release those arms. Let's take our right hand on a walk out to the side, and then just tilt your head over to the left. Left ear reaching towards your left shoulder, feeling a nice stretch here in our right side of our neck. Let's bring our head back to neutral, walking our hand back in, this time taking our left hand out for a walk to the left side, and then bringing our right ear towards our right shoulder. We hold a lot of tension and stress in our neck, so it's nice to open it up, stretch it out. And then head back to neutral, hand walking back, placing it on our thigh. Let's inhale, reach our hands all the way up. And exhale, bring them back down, walk them out in front of you. So you can tuck those toes, bring your hips up and back to a downward facing dog. Let's bend those knees, gaze comes forward, jump or float, or step to the top of the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold on over. Inhale, swing the arms all the way up. Bring them to heart center with an exhale. Let's turn to face the side of our mat. Bring our feet a little bit wider than our hips. Inhale again, reaching as far up as you can. Hands come together and let's lean to the right side with an exhale. With every exhale, let's try to lean a bit deeper to the right. And let's inhale, come to center, and exhale, fold on over. With every exhale, giving us a little bit better of a side stretch. Let's inhale, come back up, stretching even taller, and then float our left foot a little bit wider out. Hands come wide. And then let's bend into this left side here. Opening up our groin. Let's turn to face the front of the mat, laying down our right leg and having our chest come tall, opening up this hip flexor on the right side. Chest nice and tall, knee over ankle. You can put your hands down here for support if you need them. If it's available to you, let's roll off our right kneecap, grabbing that right foot, targeting now our quad muscle on our right side. And we can release that foot slowly and gently. And let's again turn facing the side of our mat, coming into this low side lunge. Let's use our hands and walk our feet in a bit to sit here in the middle. Chest held high, breathing into these stretches. And then again, using our hands, walking our way over to the right, chest high. Feeling that stretch, breathing into it. Let's use our hands, face the back of our mat. This time our left leg laying down on the mat, right knee above the right ankle. Chest held high, breathing into that hip flexor and groin. And if you took it on the other side, roll up off your left knee, grabbing that left foot, targeting the hamstring and the quad. Slowly release it. Let's place our hands on the mat, pushing our hips back, letting the right toe pop up. Breathing into the hamstring stretch on this right leg. Every exhale, letting your chest come a little bit closer to the mat. And then walk your hands and your weight back towards the back of the mat, turning now to face the side. Again, here in this side low lunge. And then walking our weight to the middle. Taking a moment to breathe here. Your hips might feel a bit looser now, a bit easier to sit here in this stretch, this position. It's a great way to measure your progress and flexibility and stability. And let's use our hands to bring our weight to our left. Breathing into it. And then let's turn again to the front of the mat. Laying down that right leg, and then bringing your hips back, popping up that left toe to take a hamstring stretch in this left side. Let's walk our hands to the front of the mat, placing them down into the mat so we can bring our weight forward and our left foot, and then place our right foot next to it. Let's inhale to a flat back. Exhale, let's give those legs a nice hug. Let's heel toe our feet to the sides of our mat. Crisscross our arms, let our head hang. And just sway side to side. And just let our hands go. Inhale, we're going to swing all the way up. And exhale, come back down, placing our hands down in the mat. We're going to jump our feet back to a high plank, coming down through chaturanga to an upward facing dog. I'm going to take a moment here. Let's touch our left hip down, look over our right shoulder, and then reverse right hip down, over our left shoulder. Just a tiny little movement. So alternate sides, just to feel that stretch a little bit more. And then take our hips up and back. Just let our right leg float up into the air for a three-legged dog. And bend that knee, open up the hip. Let's square our hips again. We're going to take our right leg, placing our shin parallel with the top of the mat, so you can lay that leg down almost in like a figure four, coming down now with our left leg, and then you're going to slowly bring your body down to the mat, feeling a nice stretch here in our outside hip. Bringing your upper body as low to the ground as it feels comfortable. Breathing into that stretch, listening to your body. Let's walk the hands back in. You're going to tuck your left toes, push your hands into the mat. You can bring that right leg back up to a three-legged dog, placing it back down on the mat. We're gonna bend those knees, gaze comes forward, float, step, or jump to the top of the mat, flat back, exhale to a forward fold, then inhale all the way up, and exhale back down, hands placing the mat, jump or step to a high plank, down through a chaturanga, to an upward facing dog, and to a downward facing dog. Now we're gonna bring our left foot up into the air, opening up that hip. And square those hips and bring your left shin parallel to the front of the mat, letting your right side now fall down to the mat, upper body slowly working its way down, feeling the stretch now in our left side. One side might feel a bit different than the other. One's not better or worse, just different in different stages. Just inhale and walk those hands back towards your shins. Placing them down on the mat, tucking those back toes so you can push your weight up and back to a three-legged dog. And placing it back down for downward facing dog. Just bend those knees, gaze comes forward. Jump to the front of the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Just inhale, swing your arms all the way up. Exhale, bring them to your sides. Let's heel toe our feet to the side of our mats. Or we're gonna squat way down, slow as you can go, and then slowly lean back until you reach the mat. Let's float our feet here so our shins are parallel with the floor of the mat. Let our hands go with them. Breathing, letting our body find a nice stable point in this boat. Let's slowly let our feet go out, head go back, till we can come lying down on the ground. Now let's let our body sink down into our mat. Let your arms go loose. Your fingers go heavy. Feet fall off to the side. Chest melts into the mat. Face goes soft. Breathing goes steady. Just start to scan your body. Keeping your mind here and now. Just listen to the sounds. Listen to your breath. Feel the mat beneath you, the air above you and around you. Start to deepen your breath a little bit. Bringing some movement into your body, to your belly and your chest as it moves the air around. any tension you might still have escape with these exhales. Start to stretch our feet out, bringing in some life into our legs. Stretch our hands out, bringing some life into our arms, our wrists, our hands. Let's bend those knees, bringing them slowly up into our chest, hugging into our hamstrings so we can roll up, coming into a seated position. As inhale, hands come all the way up. And exhale as they come back down to our heart center. Thank you so much for taking the time with me, my mat, your mat, and yourself so we could come together, relax a little bit, listen to our minds, our bodies, and our hearts, and just reset for another great week. Can't wait to see you next week. Namaste.